And Violetta is like, Francesca, are you jealous? And Francesca is like, no, I'm not jealous. I'm just saying he's not a good guy, and I'm like looking out for you. And Violetta's like, I think you're jealous. And so Francesca just starts talking in Italian. It's like,
non sono gelosa. ¿Qué? Que no estoy celosa.
No, wait, hold on. We have to consider the Luti dynamics. I have never said their ship name out loud, help. Anyway, of course, in this relationship, Ludmila is scared as shit, and Nati is too. They are super scared, both of them. But Nati is better at the game than Ludmila, and Ludmila is so mad at her. And then they cuddle every night because they are both scared and they comfort each other. Came up with the headcanon that Angie and Jackie used to date. Angie also has this weird thing where she kind of flirts with Jackie, but I'm not sure if it's flirting, but either way, she just has these really weird conversations where she giggles every other second and she like smiles too brightly, and Jackie is kind of uncomfortable by it. And I feel like if they weren't exes, then maybe they just have this attraction to each other that they don't know how to handle. It's just the appeal of them having something going on or having like a beef because they're bickering exes. It's just really appealing to me. But what's really funny about this is that Luna replies, yeah, with Nina. So she goes to have a date with Nina. Because she sings the song that Francesca wrote to her about their friendship. And she sings by looking directly at Francesca. And Francesca just gives her this little smirk. And it's really adorable. And you don't care that Violetta accidentally plays wrong at some parts because she's just doing this for Francesca. She doesn't care about any competition anymore. And it feels like at any moment they might just go make out in a closet just to like get the last steam out. God, I found this pairing so interesting. However, next we have Jim and Jam. They are going to the OTP right away. When Violetta saw Lara sing for the first time, I swear to God she got some sort of awakening, and she was so awkward and nervous when she came up to her and was like, oh my god, you were so good. Because all I can focus about is the fact that they are holding hands and they are hugging and they are matching clothes and they are so cute together, and I don't know, what was I talking about? And one time when they perform it, and there's a little part where Violetta goes up to Francesca and she's like, I just thought that was cute. And then they close the locker, both of them, and I don't know how they can make closing a locker this gay, but somehow they succeed. You aren't sure if they're gonna fight or if they're just gonna pull each other up and make out, because they have that vibe with each other. No, I don't think he likes me. I'm just some random girl. And Nina is like, no, Luna, you're not just any girl. And Luna gets kind of flustered by her saying this, so it's a little fruity in a scene that otherwise doesn't really pass the Bechdel test, but it was close. And Francesca's like, okay, but call me if you need anything and I will be there in a second. And then she kisses her on the cheek, and Violetta turns around and looks at her longingly. And I am so fucking obsessed with this scene. And then they apologize to each other and they go for a hug, and it almost looks like they're about to kiss, but no. I can like totally picture that during the time that Anna was together with Ricardo, she and Mora like got more close and close every year. One day Nina comes home from school and Anna and Mora are just like super intimately cuddling on the couch, and she doesn't bat an eye. And Ricardo also doesn't bat an eye because he doesn't have a gaydar. Tire list. Actually, she needs to be next to Francesca due to reasons. Yeah, I hope she and Francesca huddle together while they look at everyone else play. I think that would be nice.
In season 2, where they sit at Violetta's bed and Francesca just like goes up to her face super close. I have been obsessed with this scene since I discovered it. She is willing to like run to her house in the middle of the night just because she wants to talk to her. As like Diego needs to hold her back so she won't like run through the door to go to Francesca's house. Not to mention that Camilla wanted to practice her kissing scene with Nati, and I will never shut up about this. More people need to discuss this, actually. Did you all forget that Camilla wanted to practice the kissing scene with Nati? Because I will never forget. They kissed up screen, okay? Super cute. What's important for me specifically is that Jim and Jam have their own little dance thing, and the music kind of gets softer when they skate around together, so it's very cute. Side note, but because there were so many flowers, I am wondering if Francesca and Violetta had like to share Violetta's bed because there were too many flowers in Francesca's bed. She has this scene where she's like, I'm going to grow old all alone. I had names for my children, now I have to give them to my cats. And Jam just looks at her adoringly. Like, Jim, you're gonna get your children. It's just not gonna be with the one you think. And the girls perform Veo Veo. And there's a very cute part when only Francesca and Violetta sing together. Until Monica seemed to wonder if they were dating each other because she saw them being mysterious in the bedroom. And so she asked, why were you mysterious in the bedroom? And that scene like lives rent-free in my head. Violetta is like, yeah, I couldn't sleep last night because I kept thinking about Francesca and Leon. The struggles of a bisexual girl. But then she finds Francesca's letter and she calls her and they reconcile in the most cutest scene imaginable. And the girls just hug and they both just like calm each other into the hug. And the scene where Ludmilla finds them in the aquarium, she must have thought that they were hooking up in there because like she opens the door and they awkwardly put on their clothes. She must have thought something was going on. The first 5 episodes, they have so much lesbian fashion. Like to a scary degree. Every outfit change is a new lesbian fashion outfit and I am like, oh my gosh. The funniest scene with that is like at the end of season 2 where Amber has thrown roller skate into the ocean and some random man is like, you can't do that, you're polluting the ocean. So Emilia's like, okay,
who are you? Hello?
And so Amber's about to like throw hands with this man because he threatens to like call the police over her throwing roller skate in the ocean. So Emilia's like, no, don't call the police, we'll get them. So they hold hands as they jump into the ocean. And they
What? That is the gayest shit I've ever heard. Oh my god, they were definitely kissing at that time.
The funniest thing about this is that when they jump into the ocean, they have this weirdest cut to like Nina and Gaston on the beach holding hands, but they don't show their faces. So it's like, is this Amber and Emilia holding hands on a beach? Francesca is listening to her, and Francesca says "Es tan linda," which means it's pretty, meaning the song is pretty. However, I have probably mentioned that I am Swedish, which means that I grew up with the Swedish dub of Violetta, and they misheard estan as estar, which means you are, which means that Francesca in the Swedish dub says, you are so beautiful. The funniest thing about this is that in Spanish, when Francesca says, it is so beautiful, Violetta says, really? But in Swedish, when Francesca says, you are so beautiful, she says, am I?
Du är så vacker.
Ja. I love when dubs make things gayer. And that's why Emilia is so much in Amber's room and they so intimately dance to rock music. And yeah, I think they had a lot of fun in Amber's room. I especially love the scene where Emilia puts on Amber's old clothes and Amber gets like slightly turned on in a way that she almost gets unfocused to what she's doing else. But then Jim suggests that maybe they could go together, her and Jam. And Jam immediately lets up. She has been slouching on this bench, but the second Jim says that they could go together as a duo, she just sits up, stares into Jim's soul, and is like, yes, I already have an idea. Jam has been planning this couple's costume for probably very long, I'm sure. It happens when Francesca goes to visit Violetta in the morning and she leans in and kisses her. It's a very quick scene, a very quick peck on the cheek almost. However, due to the angle, it looks like she kisses her on the mouth, and also Violetta's whole face afterwards just cracks me up. It's not as good as the season 2 one, but it's still a very solid cheek kiss. That the girls were skating around in the park and they were dancing and just enjoying each other's company a lot. More than usual. I don't know if anything was said or if they just went for it, but the two of them just leaned in and kissed. And they were really shocked about this. They wanted to comment on it, but they realized that they were late for practice, so they promised to talk about this later. And so after practice, they go somewhere all alone and they talk about it. That kiss. Yeah. I liked it. Me too. You know, I have kind of been wanting to kiss you for a long time. Me too. Really? Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people are obsessed with them. And it's one of those things that many people, especially those who rewatch the show when they grow up, it's one of the first things they realize that, holy shit, this show is really gay, and especially Ludmilla and Matti. There's a scene that doesn't really have to do much with the plot, but it's a Violetta keyboard scene, and I need to mention it because it's a Violetta keyboard scene. Violetta sings on the keyboard and Francesca dances around her and claps at her when she's finished, and it's super cute. I live for the Violetta keyboard scenes. I don't know what that was, but anyway, until the last episode where Luna randomly gives like a love confession, so she like kneels down like she's gonna propose. And she's like, Lena, I love you so much. And I was like, what is happening? But then when you start to analyze it, you're like, oh my god, this bitch is gay. Good for them. Good for them.